Welcome to the BitBoy Crypto Morning Show. Guys, today's the day. Today's the day we've been waiting for quite some time, as we are going to get interest rate cuts today. The cat has jumped in my chair. We're going to get the interest rate cuts, and a lot of people are saying it's priced in. We're going to take a look at it. But what really matters is what Jerome Powell says and how he says it. If Jerome Powell comes out as dovish, meaning that they're going to slash rates still, that's good. If he comes out hawkish, where we want to be very cognizant of what he's going to say about the CPI and the inflation numbers, because that's what he was waiting on, right? He was waiting on to get the interest down below 2%. Well, it ticked up to 2.9% this month from previous spots. I think it was just 0.1% over what they expected. But is Jerome Powell going to go ahead and say, hey, I think we're going to have more cuts this year? We're going to have 2 cuts this year. I think that's very possible. I think we're going to get 0.25 today. We're going to get 0.25 next month, and we're going to get 0.25 in December. I think that's very possible. So that really is what crypto is weighing on. And a certain element of this is already baked into the price. So since it's baked into the price, the 0.25% cut today shouldn't make nearly as big of a difference as what Jerome Powell says and how he says it. When is the Powell speech? The Powell speech is today at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we won't be on the air at that time, but I think that everybody's going to be waiting for this. I think. Do you think the Fed won't cut rates today? No, they're definitely. You guys hear me on this? They're definitely cutting rates. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to see Bitcoin moon today or anything like that. And guys, don't forget about our trading contest we have going on. Brian says we're getting 0.25 cuts 3 times this year. So that would be the month I said. Have you guys seen that commercial where the girl comes in? She's like, yeah, I got us into crypto. We're down, but it's going to come back. Have you guys seen that commercial? It's pretty funny. Is it possible for a 0.5 rate cut? No, I don't believe so. I don't believe that's possible at all. And people that would say that, oh, if it comes in, it's only 0.25, then people are going to, be upset it wasn't higher. It doesn't look like it's going to possibly go higher. Let's go and look at the Fed Watch really quick before we get into our stories. Fed Watch. Okay. What is the likelihood they're going to change? 96%, up slightly from yesterday. I think yesterday was 3.6 or 3.8%. Guys, there's no way we're coming in with a 50 bip rate cut today. Bitcoin, it's also been very volatile today, as we'll check it out on CoinGecko here. Look at the 24-hour chart. You guys can see we got all the way up to 117,292. And you can see it got above 117, and then it just got crushed and went down here. We really need to turn the $118,000 level into support. But right now, there's a clear shot of rejection. So a lot of people think that this could be some of the volatility we've been talking about. I would say it certainly is. I mean, it was all the way up at almost $117,300, and now we've gone all the way down to $115,570. Right now, it's at $115,765. So we'll look at some of the key levels here in just a second, but let's go back and look at the numbers on CoinGecko. 4.112 trillion. Let me just refresh. I always like to refresh. You never know. $4.116 trillion in market cap. I think anything over 4 is healthy for us. 24-hour volume up from yesterday. Bitcoin dominance 56%, ETH dominance 13.2%, and you'd send an each transaction for 1.34 Gwei. I don't even know why they really put that up there anymore. But Bitcoin coming in at $115,824. You can see it's up over the last hour. It's up over the last 24 hours. It's up over the 7 days. And then it's barely up for the last 30 days. And you can see Ethereum has been playing catch up as it had 3.7% gains over the last month. And while Bitcoin has not done that well. Of course, we look at other coins. Binance Coin doing well today. 951 on that. Is that an all-time high? Are we at all-time high right now for BNB? Let's see. Nope, I don't want that. This is the max. Yeah, look at this. You want to talk about a steady climber. I mean, you want to talk about a coin that has just been steady. I mean, this max chart for Binance coin is insane when you look at it. It almost looks fake. It looks like a financial chart, like a regular financial chart, not a crypto financial chart, but it is at all-time highs right now at this moment at $953, $951 is what it says here. So looking pretty good for Binance coin. See, the reason that you'll have these coins that do well on the exchange coins is they perform better in the bear markets, because not better than in the bull markets, but they perform better than other coins in bear markets because they're able to still get a lot of volume on the short side. People are shorting. And that's one reason why you can see Binance coin get affected by that. I'm not sure how the chain affects the coin these days, but I think really it's more the exchange itself that has a big impact. It's the #1 exchange in the world by a considerable margin. So, all right, let's go back to here. Solana coming in, still almost 30% gains for the month, but it's been down over the last day. Dogecoin. We're going to look at, can Chainlink flip Cardano and Tron at the end of the show today? Chainlink right now is a double up. It needs to go all the way to $30 million to catch Cardano and Tron. I mean, a little above that, of course. But some people are thinking it might happen. So Chainlink, definitely a good pick, in my opinion, for anybody who's looking to get in the market and get some coins that I believe are going to perform very well. Right now, it's down 9% for the month, but it just keeps getting bigger and bigger news and adoption by the president and other people and important people, places, and things, I guess, a good way to say it. Over the last 24 hours, MyX again, wow, MyX again with the just crushing 66.6% day. By crushing, meaning crushing it. Maker, the former Maker, Sky coin. Sky is up 5.7 for the last 30 days, but it had a good day, up 6.4%. Immutable X, 4%. Story, 3.6%. Flare, 2.8%. And Binance coin at 2.2%. And the rest are all around 2% or so. Hyperliquid 2.3. Look over the last 30 days, you'll see MyX has just been absolutely killing it. MyX, which I got a good trade on that one. This one CryptoFace found, and I got in on and made a really good trade on. I mean, it's up 1,143% for the month. This is altcoin season right here. Or this is what altcoin season looks like. You got meme core at 47.8%. You got Pump.Fun 143.2%. I put a post on the channel. Do you guys want me to start covering Pump.Fun and other similar projects? You guys let me know about that. And I can't remember what it was at last time I checked what the results were. They were exactly 50-50, which rounds up to yes, if you didn't know, if you're unaware. Let me check this real quick, see what people are saying. Right now it's 60-40. 60% of people saying no, 40% saying yes. I think maybe it's a good thing if we're able to find some competitors to Pump.Fun. If we can find some coins and maybe have a good shot to replace it, or at least take some of the gigantic amount of money that gets traded over there, because the money that's getting traded over there, it's with bots and snipers. You guys know that bots and snipers are who make all the money over there. So if there's something better than that doesn't have all the bots and snipers, I think it'd be a lot more fair for people. So, all right, for the month, you got Story IP up 70%. Is this the? Let me see what this is. Story.Foundation. Okay, AI native infrastructure for IP. AI's next step or next leap depends on unlocking $80 trillion in IP asset classes. Story tokenizes IP and makes it programmable. Okay, well, that sounds pretty cool. That's not what I thought it was. I thought it was something different. Crocs. They have the IP for Crocs. Are you guys into Crocs? Azuki. Okay. Okay, I don't know who that guy is. I'm just looking at them as they're scrolling across the screen here. What is that S? It looks like Stanford University, but it's not. WorldCoin is with them. Google. So this is a project maybe to keep your eye on. IP It stands for intellectual property, as you know, but it's putting intellectual property on the blockchain to make it safe and secure. OKB, kind of like Binance Coin, it's a exchange coin, so it's been doing pretty well. WorldCoin up 58.9%. CRO coin we've been really big on, over the last year or so, 57.2%. Provenance blockchain, 38.1%. This is another one I don't know that much about. I think we looked at the website at some point, didn't we? Oh yeah, it's RWAs. So real assets, real world impact, purpose-built blockchain for financial products. What is Provenance blockchain? It's a distributed proof of stake blockchain designed to modernize financial services. We partner with institutions to upgrade legacy infrastructure into scalable, secure, and future-ready systems. So that looks okay. I guess a lot of people like it if it's up this high on CoinMarketCap. Or CoinGecko, excuse me. All right. Let's move on. Let's hit the charts for a second here. And we're going to take a look. You can see here on the daily chart, we are sponsored by MarketCypher. By the way, we got MarketCypher B right here. We'll take a look at something here. Oops, that was not what I meant to do. Take a look at this little structure here. MarketCypher is the best indicator in the world. Everybody knows it. Nobody tries to fight that anymore. If you guys want it, you can look above to get the website MC.BitBoy.Deals will get you there. I know it's kind of a weird URL. It's like pump.fun. It's BitBoy.Deals. And we're getting that website worked on this week. So it'll look a little better than it did. Now, you look over here and you see we got this big green dot down here. That's usually very bullish. And you can see since that green dot, we are up. It was at 108,000 there. And we went all the way up to 117 today. Here, you got a red green dot, a green red dot, or red dot, a green dot, and then a red dot. This is on the daily chart. This is something we should pay attention to. It's expecting at this point, with 8 hours left in the day, it's expecting the price to go down. And you can see it already has gone down. But that can change. That can change. It can disappear. It can change if the market accepts Jerome Powell's speech today and goes up. So let's check out. Also, don't forget about Phemex. We are having our Phemex trading competition. Let me see where I can get that link for you guys, and I'm going to put that in the live stream. So if you already have a Phemex account, it's pretty easy. Okay, there we go. Do green dots work? Kidding, old school? Yeah, Ryan. We know what you're talking about there. Everybody knows what you're talking about there. I went crazy about the green dots one day. I turned $80,000 into $1 million live in about a month and a half back in 2021. So everybody saw our trades. We're trading at Phemex now. Make sure to come trade at Phemex. It is the best place to trade. Yeah, that's what I put the link in the. I did. So you guys check out that link if you want to go to the trading competition. There's not a lot of people in it right now, I'll be honest with you guys, and I hope that you guys come join because the prizes are really good. So you have a good chance of winning if you come get involved in the competition. So, all right. So let's go to the news here. Bitcoin taps 117,000 as traders brace for Fed rate cuts. This is the big story of the day. Bitcoin rose above 117,000 as investors brace for Jerome Powell's post-FOMC speech. Could see volatile swings towards key Bitcoin price levels. That's today at 2:30, by the way. It rose to a 4-week high above 117,000 on Wednesday as traders expect price swings before and after the U.S. policy decision on rate cuts. Now, we already covered the FedWatch tool here, but they're saying 96% chance of a 0.25 rate, a 25 BIP or 25 point interest rate slash. That's what they're expecting. Very, very low numbers on the 50 BIP slash, so it's probably not going to happen. Poly market bettors have also locked in a 25 BPS or 25 bips decrease at 93%, with odds for 50% at less than 5%. A 50 BPS reduction at 5% even, excuse me, that's on poly markets. Let's see. So odds from both, this is key here, guys. This is really, really key. Let me highlight it so you guys see it. Okay. Odds from both the CME FedWatch and Polymarket are building for a 3-cut path toward the end of the year. That is what we want. We want what Jerome Powell says today in the meeting to back that up, to say, hey, we've got more rate cuts coming in. We may have 3 rate cuts coming in this year. And if we go back to the FedWatch tool, go back to that. Oops, that is not what I meant to do. FedEx, not what I meant to do. There we go. You guys can see, looking ahead into October, they've got it a 22% chance that there's no rate cut, but another 25-point cut is 75% right now. And we want to see what Jerome Powell says today to back this up. And then December, you've got a 28.9% chance of no cut, but once again, 68.3% for another 25 bip cut. So we're looking at slashing off almost a full point for percentages. For the percentages, it'll be a 0.75% slash. We're making our way towards the next year, maybe getting more of those 25 bip slashes and get that thing down, where it needs to be, lower than it is now. So traders have now turned their focus to the Fed Chair Jerome Powell's speech after the FOMC meeting. Powell, who has been under pressure from Donald Trump to lower rates, hinted previously at interest rate cuts, saying the prevailing inflation and the labor market situation warranted adjustments. Got to see what he says about the inflation today. That's going to be key. Markets are locked on the FOMC Wednesday with a 25 bips cut priced in. Bitcoin risk index will guide whether Bitcoin's bullish structure holds or if a sell-off looms on the horizon. And guys, we have to get this thing going at some point, right? If we just stall out and we're not able to approach all-time highs again in the next few months, then there's a chance this bull run does stall out and we get more of a normal Bitcoin bull run and a normal bear market. But I don't think we're going to see that this time. It's the first time we've ever had one of these that I'm like, I don't think we're going to go down as low as people think that we are. I'm usually very bearish on the bear markets. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView show BTC price attacking the resistance between 17,500 and 118,500, which is a great sign, according to the MN Capital founder, Michael Dave Vandenpop, or whatever his name is, Vandepop. Attacking the resistance pre-FOMC range could be a great sign. Quite usually, it's just a run before a drop. So what he's saying here is that usually when we have these rate cut meetings or the FedWatch FOMC meetings, it's not the FedWatch FOMC meetings, it's just the FOMC meetings. When we have these, a lot of times we'll have a major run up and then a major dump after. The fact we had a run up ahead of the meeting and it attacked that range and has came back down now before the meeting, the full 3 hours before the meeting. Actually, more hours than that. I don't know exactly what time that was this morning, but the point is, the fact it's attacking that box right there, you can see here, is a good sign. That means maybe after the meeting, we're going to attack it and bust through it. That would be really, really good in my opinion. I mean, who wouldn't say that's good? He suggests that if resistance around 118,000 is taken out, it could trigger a run-up move towards 120K and later back to all-time highs at 124,500. On the downside, we've been stuck between 16.8 and 114.5 since September 10th. So, we got to make sure we hold that support. If it does go below that, retesting $112,000, which is also the 100-day simple moving average, so it serves as a psychological level, that could be where we're going to. But we don't want to see that, guys. We want to see it get above that 118,000 today. Speaking of things that we want to see, how about this? UK set to announce closer cooperations with US on cryptocurrencies. Thought this was really interesting here. Talk about bullish stories. UK and the US are set to announce deeper cooperation on digital assets, such as cryptocurrencies, according to people familiar with the matter, bringing Britain closer to the US after Donald Trump embraced the industry. The drive to build closer transatlantic coordination in digital assets capital markets was discussed on Tuesday. And I think it is important to note it is important to note that, I forgot what I was going to say. I really did. I just lost my train of thought.
UK.
Yeah, got the story here. Chancellor Rachel Reeves and U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent had a meeting to discuss all that stuff, and that's good. I remember what I was going to say. I was going to talk about the stock exchange. I believe that the London Stock Exchange, if I remember correctly, it is possibly the biggest one, the biggest stock exchange outside of our stock exchange. They also have the precious metals exchange over there in London, which is really, really important. So we shouldn't think of it as, we're helping out London, UK. There's nothing they can offer. There's a lot of things they can offer in the world of crypto, for sure. So getting them to be more bullish is good for the United States. We reflect each other a lot of times. And so I think that's what we should look for. So pretty interesting stuff there. The idea was debated at a meeting whose attendees included crypto companies Coinbase, Circle, Ripple, and banks Citi, Bank of America, and Barclays. Also, this story here, crypto executives meeting in Washington, D.C. So there's one meeting happened over in the UK, and then there's another one here in Washington, D.C. to push for the Bitcoin Reserve Bill. CNBC for Crypto World says this. This is a podcast or a video. We're not going to watch it. But basically, Tom Lee, the chairman of the board of BitMine Emerging Technologies and strategy co-founder Michael Saylor, gathered in Washington to push forward legislation looking to establish the U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve. Mike Johnson, Ernest Young, America's digital asset solution lead, broke down a news report focused on stablecoins as well. So there are some big important meetings happening out there, and international, national, Bitcoin is just everywhere. It's why I can't understand how we're not going to go up. Right. Like when we go back to 2020 in the 2021 cycle, when we got to the beginning of 2022, it just got to be very obvious that we were going to a bear market. We had the Russia-Ukraine war and price dipped all the way down to 20,000s and things like that. Whereas this time when we're coming up to a time that should be bearish, we're getting just bullish news all over the place. But I do warn everybody, we are going to probably see the crypto market and the stock market fall more in line with each other as time goes. So if you guys are looking for those 100 X's, like we pointed out my X a little bit ago, like a couple of weeks ago, we told you it was a major one. And you got to look for those coins that can lead you to the top here. So the meeting Tuesday involved significant amounts of discussion across regulatory alignment of digital assets. It was notable how much of the meeting was focused on digital assets. Another person said the feeling was there was a huge opportunity for the UK in digital assets. And the Trump administration's embrace of the industry meant closer UK-US cooperation would be vital to unlocking adoption in Britain. Some of the biggest banks in the world are over there as well. Reeves discussed the idea of aligning capital markets. British officials said they expect the idea of aligning the capital markets will form one of the announcements to accompany political talks between Trump and Britain's Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer on Thursday. So anyways, this is a pretty interesting article. You guys may want to check it out yourselves. Speaking of coins to watch, I accidentally deleted it. Hold on, guys. Chainlink. Here it is. Okay. Chainlink, guys. Will Chainlink flip Cardano and Tron? Price nears $30 with Tesla-like momentum. Link has surged 110% year to date and is pressing against $28 to $30 resistance. Chainlink Reserve and the U.S. government endorsement fueled bullish momentum. A breakout above $30 could push Link into the top 10 and set sights on $52, which I believe is the all-time high. Chainlink's Link token has been tearing up the charts lately, climbing its way closer to the top 10 cryptos by market cap. Rally has been powered by not just hype, but by real momentum from government endorsements, stronger on-chain fundamentals. For S time, Link trades around 26 to $28, pressing against heavy resistance, but showing bullish energy. Here's Michael Vanderpop again, talking about early signals can be found within the blue chips. One of them is Link. We have told you Chainlink is going to perform extremely well. We think Pyth, its main competitor, is going to also perform very well. The uptrend has already started above the 20-week moving average against Bitcoin, higher lows, higher highs, USD pair flipping crucial levels. There's no hype. I disagree there's no hype. I think when you look at, Cointelegraph or CoinDesk, whoever it was trying to push that Sergey Nazarov interview like left and right, I'm sure he was involved in that decision. There is a little bit of hype growing in Chainlink. Chainlink trading volume show growing confidence. They have volume spikes of over 18%. AllMexC has reported nearly 10% growth. The 18% was on Binance. However, Hyper Liquid, the decentralized perpetual future, saw a 23% dip in activity. Look, that hyperlink isn't going to go up forever. Link is lining up the same setup we saw last month, a bull pennant to a breakout to a MACD golden cross. What makes this wild is that the MACD is about to cross at almost the same level as before. Last time this happened, Link pumped by over 50%. Does it play out again? I think there's a chance it does. So Chainlink definitely a good coin to get into right now. And Cardano and Tron struggling a little bit. Obviously, they haven't had these gigantic moves that Chainlink has had. But we got to see. I mean, Cardano is a battle-tested coin. We don't want guys, and that's not even really an important conversation. It's not even really important for us to talk about, will Chainlink catch Cardano and catch Tron? If it does, then that means that those coins sat still. If they sit still, it's got the 2x to get there. Almost exactly a 2x. Let's see, that would be 15, 30. Yeah, almost exactly a 2x from Chainlink to get to Cardano. And then Tron is right ahead of Cardano there. But once again, it doesn't matter. If Chainlink is able to pass those, that means those two have sat still. And I don't think we're going to see that from them. But, Chainlink could be like CRO. I mean, CRO has had just absolutely massive moves, 50% moves, as we saw over the last 30 days. CRO, 57.6%. If we go look at its chart, you can see how much of a spike it's had. This is their max chart. But if you go and you look at it on the 1 year, I mean, 1 year has been pretty good. This back here is where we bought back into Chainlink to Crypto.com. We said everything looked good there, and then it had this big spike, dipped back down, and then started with announcements from the president and stuff like that. And the price got all the way up to can't get it right there on 33 cents. It was the top. Whereas if you go to the max, still see how much potential it's got, right? And you could really draw like a pretty line. You could really draw a pretty line right up here and see that it did break out above the line, but it's came back down to earth a little bit. I can't actually draw a line here on. I can draw it on here, though. Let's look at it here. Trading view. Okay. Tuck it in real tight here. Okay. Markets are not that important for this, just what I want to do here. It isn't important, it's not important for this one specific thing I'm doing. I don't like that line. I'm just going to draw it from here. Well, that doesn't really work. It looks smoother than that. I think it's smooth between these ones here. Pretty much. So, you could say this is not really great news, the fact that it went above this line and then came back to earth. But, it's hard to actually draw a real straight line here between any of the movement. It has reacted to news more than most coins do. So, how about this? Google and SWE Network team up for next generation payment standard. SWE Network has teamed up with Google as an official launch partner for the tech's giant agentic payments protocol, or AP2, a system designed to let artificial intelligence agents perform financial transactions on behalf of users. AP2, sometimes referred to as the intermediary payment protocol, aims to create a standard for how AI can securely handle payments. Instead of just forwarding instructions, AI systems would be able to transact directly, manage balances, and sell payments in real time. Developed by Miston Labs behind SWE, it's built to deliver high-speed programmable transactions along with privacy-focused identity solutions. Its role in AP2 marks step toward combining blockchain infrastructure with artificial intelligence, creating the potential for automated commerce powered by both technologies. The announcement briefly pushed SWE's token price higher before the market gave up those gains. Analysts say the muted reaction reflects investor caution, as real-world adoption will determine how significant AB2 becomes. Even so, being part of Google's backed initiatives gives Sui fresh visibility in the increasingly competitive Layer 1 ecosystem. That's all Sui ever needs is for people to look at it, because whenever people look at it, they realize this is a monster in this space.
Kevin O'Leary is hosting like Sweet Tank.
Kevin O'Leary is hosting Sweet Tank.
Yeah, it's like Sweet Tank. It's a builder.
Where's that, at 2049?
Yeah.
At Token 2049.
Yeah.
At their Sweet Fest. So interesting there. GOP's last-ditch move, CBDC ban quietly added to major crypto bill. Even the bipartisan appetite for clear crypto rules, timelines, and content will hinge on the Senate banking version, whether leaders strip or soften the Fed CBDC curb to secure votes. So this was really interesting. Trump has urged the House to pass the Genius bill without delay or amendments, calling for it to be sent to his desk immediately after approval. Now, here they snuck this in, a anti-CBDC act. The Anti-CBDC Act, which delivers a direct signal barring the Federal Reserve from creating a retail central bank digital currency, was first introduced by House Majority Whip Tom Emmer. The bill, however, passed largely along party lines, reflecting Republican concerns that a digital dollar could expand government surveillance on financial transactions. By contrast, the Clarity Act, which aims to settle disputes between the SEC and CFTC by clearly defining how digital assets should be classified, whether as securities, commodities, or stablecoins, won broader bipartisan support. 78 Democrats joined Republicans to back the measure. So we've talked about this, a CBDC, how bad that would be for our country. It would be bad for pretty much everybody. And we don't want that. We don't want to see that in any circumstances. So they're trying to sneak that in there. I don't know if it'll get approved. Some Democrats are for CBDC, but I think most people would, say that that this is something good that we want. So, Brian K., you hear about the US-UK co-op about crypto. We covered that story quite a bit, Brian. You're late. You're late. Everybody needs to appear at the right time. I thought oracles were going to be a thing of the past soon. Oh, why would you think that? Why in the world would you think oracles? Oracles are what all of this is. All of these payment rails, all of the stock exchanges, the tokenization, the RWAs, they're all going to be using oracles. And let me say it like this: an oracle is really the only way you can get something off blockchain on blockchain. That's it. You got information that's off chain, right? Like the stock market. To get it on chain, you have to have an oracle to have all the data pass through to verify its authenticity, or else anybody could just come put something in there. Yeah, accuracy is so important. So, Random, hello. Good to see you. He loves me. Love you. Thank you. Let's see. Is this the rate cut you guys think, or maybe a spike and retrace later tonight? Oh, is it priced in? No, like I said, it depends on what he says. It depends on what he says and how he says it. If he comes out really, really bullish, aka dovish for rate cuts, then that's going to be great. If he signals all 3 rate cuts for this year, which is what I'm hoping he's going to do, I'm hoping he signals one at the next meeting, because that'll be the most bullish thing. If they go ahead and say, yeah, we're probably going to raise cuts again, or not raise cuts, we're going to / make cuts, then I think that'll be really good for the market. Thoughts on Harmony 1? It's a dead project. I'd stay away from it. Some people may not like hearing that, but Harmony stuff is a lot of things that were on it left it, and they had a problem, internal problem they had. I think Harmony is dead. It's crazy, these coins that were so pivotal at some point, now they're just dead. Oh, somebody said that they hope you're having a nice day.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I said hi, thank you.
She said hello, thank you. There you go. We just put it up there for a second. Yeah, guys, hit the like button. I keep forgetting to tell everybody to hit the like button. You guys got to hit that like button when we first come in. When zero proofs came out, they were thought to be better than oracles. Yeah, I've heard this argument before, but you have to have You have to have the workles. You have to make sure all the information is steady. Thoughts on algo? Not really. I mean, it is not really performing how people thought it would perform. I mean, if we go back here and go to it and look, first we'll look at Harmony. Where's Harmony at? It's not in the top 100 anymore, I don't think. Harmony is at number 397. It's a dead project. I'd say leave it alone. Sorry. And then I was going to look at Algo. Algo is not in the top 100 anymore, is it? Maybe it is. Barely. Well, better than barely. It's number 74. This is a dead project in my mind. I don't think they're going to ever do anything. They had a decent spike earlier this year, but this is the all-time chart, guys, and it hasn't shown any real life of getting up to some of these other coins. Like if you go look at some of the coins that have moved a lot this year, they're coins that weren't necessarily around. Yeah, this one just launched in May, and look at it. Stories everywhere about this thing. What is that? They're posting news like every day from the same website. So that they paid for the marketing here, and it paid off here big time. So I got in on this spike somewhere here. I guess I got in last week, and I rode up there and then back down. I mean, I actually completed the trade, so I made money on it. But you look at, let's see. You can look at SWE, a newer project, obviously compared to some of the older ones. You look at its max chart, still looks pretty bullish. Still looks pretty bullish to me. Hopefully we can get past $5 again and move on. But look at something like, look at XRP. XRP is probably the best example to look at the chart for. Because XRP, as you can see, it broke out of that years-long downtrend. And the thing is even though it was in a large downtrend, we talked about it all the time. A lot of people talked about it all the time. When you have projects that people don't talk about over time, people stop following those projects and they get out of them to get positions in these and the ones that do move. Like this one, Hyperliquid, obviously, another one that has just absolutely killed it. We missed on this one for sure. Maybe it's not too late, though. I mean, it still looks pretty bullish. Maybe it's about to go back up. Maybe, yeah. I'd let it bounce down a little bit more than it is right now, actually. It might come back down. It might come back down to like maybe $48, $50. That would be a good range to buy it in, I think. Right now it's at 56, 50, 54, 56, 54, 66 where it is. So it was just down in that range. So anytime it's in this range right here, I think it's probably going to be a pretty good buy. That's a spot deal. You can trade that one on spot. Should I sell my algo for Pith? Yes. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, what's it doing really? Thoughts on CRO right now? I think it's going to get back to the top by the end of the bull run. Like, guys, everything we talk about, like this everything we're doing in crypto right now is dependent on the next 3 to 4 months. Next 3 to 4 months, that's it. If we don't get bullish activity in the next 3 to 4 months, then we're screwed, right? And so it's got to start probably today. It doesn't mean that we have to end the day in green. It just means that out of this, we get a positive direction. We don't want to go down below 112,000 because then we start getting into really dicey territory. So still bullish on the graph. Well, let's go take a look at the graph. Let's see what it's doing. I mean, look, I think the graph is great. But as you can see, it has not performed well at all. It goes back to January 2021. It had some run-ups. I was really bullish on it because I saw that like there's actually developers out there using it to search blockchain. Like it's a thing right now. It's a usable product. And I guess if you guys haven't figured this out yet, having a good usable product isn't necessarily everything that determines price. But I'm still holding out on it. I'm still holding out that we are going to get a big run up for the graph at some point, and hopefully we'll see it. So I would hate to be wrong about that one. But that's the thing about XRP. I'm going to go back to the XRP chart here for a second. You got to remember, look, there was upward action for a considerable amount of time before we hit the rocket, right? And so some of the coins we want to be in that same range. But really, to compare XRP to any other coin is really not fair, because XRP was the number 2 gaining coin of the entire bull market in 2017. So you're looking at, this is the tops of the tops of the tops, and it's already beat that. And you say it could have in the last one if it wasn't for all of the news around the SEC lawsuit against XRP that they did win. So let's see. The goat just said to sell my algo for Pith. About to do that, boys. Yeah, I would. I mean, you got 2 coins that are going in the opposite direction there. Algorand is not ever going to be a top 10 or 20 project. I think it probably peaked at around number 20 or so, maybe 15 at some point, but it's never going to be that. Hey, will you go back to starting a trading portfolio review once a week? Maybe. A range? No, look, guys. I think right now it really just all boils down to what's going to happen in the next 3 months. Like, really, like the next 3 months are going to be so pivotal. We've got to have green months. We want to see the altcoins making gains against Bitcoin. We want to see Bitcoin making a new all-time high. What we really want to see is we want to see Bitcoin make a new all-time high and then hold it, right? Like hold that for a period of time. That's what will give the rest of the market kind of what it needs in order to, to blow up and go the direction we all want it to go. So can we look at Filecoin? I mean, yeah, we can look at Filecoin. I think I got it on the list here. Yeah. Ooh, Filecoin, another one. Launched in 2022. Or on Phemex, they got it in 2022. I mean, it looks about like the same structure back here from when Bitcoin hit its first all-time high of the cycle before the halving. It looks like that was probably somewhere in January. I think it went up. So look, it's been on a downward slide. I think that, here's what I think. What I think is when you look at across the landscape in crypto, everything's just different now. Like everything is way different than it used to be. Used to be where we would say, hey, this niche is going to blow up and that niche would do really well. Right now is all the institutional stuff is getting all the eyes, and the major blue chips have all the eyes on them right now. It's hard to even find stories that are about things other than the main coins that are not paid promotion or press releases or whatever. So back then there used to be, there used to be where we would say, hey, let's go look at the AI niche. Let's go look at this niche. And those niches are performing very, very well. Well, they're not really performing that well right now compared to just the way that singular projects are doing. Singular projects are getting all the individual, CRO, for instance, XRP, for instance, Hyperliquid, for instance, Athena, for instance. And so it seems like it's like one coin out of a niche is moving and the rest are sitting still and they're dormant. And we really need more information to be able to find coins to invest in. They're going to outperform the market. We need more information, and it looks like a lot of people are holding back news right now, maybe, or something like that. It's just hard to really say. But I do know that we got 2,000 people watching. If you guys could hit that like button, you would be my best friend. Do you think they shocked the market and cut 50 bips? No, I don't think so. But that would be so bullish if it did. So what do you think of AI coins categories this alt season? I mean, we need to see a true altcoin season where these niches are moving. The niches have not been moving. So that's really hard to predict, I would say. What about ADA? I mean, I expect ADA to kind of move with the market. It's already proven it's going to stick around, I think. So why? I don't know. But Cardano has managed to stay stronger than a lot of other coins. It has better gains in Bitcoin and Ethereum this year, I believe. So you don't hear anybody speaking about NFTs anymore. Exactly. No, nobody's on NFTs anymore. ADA is done. Saying ADA is done would be like saying Tron is done. How can you say a project that's right in the top 10 altcoins is done when it continues to carry that lead? This is what you guys really should be thinking about, is not necessarily whether coin A that's a blue chip or coin B that's a blue chip are going to go up. It really should be which ones are going to break out against the range. What coins are going to break out and be able to move and get up and be some of the newer ones, because Tron and Cardano, they have been around since 2017 and they have stayed around and they haven't really dropped far out of the top 10. If they do, if you removed all, like, I love doing this to show you guys. Oh no. Okay. Go to CoinGecko here. Uh-oh. Hope we're not going to get a freeze here. I hear a lot about WLD. What's up with that, WorldCoin? Maybe one we can cover. Yeah. I can't remember what I was going to show you guys. I pulled this to show you guys something and I forgot what it was. Oh, I remember what I was going to show. I'm going to say, look, like, you've got Bitcoin and you've got Ethereum, okay? So Ethereum technically is an altcoin. We'll count it as an altcoin. I think it's its own thing. But Ethereum number 1, XRP number 2. Tether don't count. Tether goes up and down with the market. It stays at $1 all the time. It's not a real altcoin. It's a stable coin. 3. BNB number 4. Solana number 5. USDC, the same thing that Tether is. Dogecoin 6. Lido staked Ethereum. It's just going to stick to the Ethereum price. Tron number 7. I didn't mean to click on it. Cardano number 8. Wrapped ETH, that doesn't count. Chainlink number 9. And Hyperliquid is now in the top 10. And Sui, because this is the Athena stablecoin. This isn't Athena, the actual project. Sui coming in at number 11. Avalanche at number 12. When you really look at them this way, you look at Stellar number 13, it helps clean up the idea of what coins are doing well. I mean, Dogecoin is coming in at, what do we say, number 9, number 8 right now in top 10 altcoins. I mean, that's pretty good. Tron number 7 in front of it, just barely. They stay real close. You can see less than $1 billion separates them. Less than $1 billion, right? That's nothing. So, all right, guys. Well, that's all we have for today. I appreciate it, and you guys have a blessed day. BitBoy out.